China and Russia are comprehensive strategic partners in the new era. The two sides maintain close communication on major issues concerning bilateral relations and support each other on issues involving their respective core interests, which is conducive to safeguarding their individual and common interests. Facing the current turbulent and complex international situation, China and Russia, as major world powers and permanent members of the UN Security Council, will practice true multilateralism, uphold the international system with the United Nations at its core, advocate for an equal and orderly multipolar world and inclusive economic globalization, and promote the building of a more just and equitable global governance system. Recently, U.S. law enforcement agencies have repeatedly conducted lengthy and unreasonable interrogations, detentions, and repatriations of Chinese company personnel. These brutal law enforcement methods have seriously infringed upon the legitimate rights and interests of Chinese citizens, severely damaged the normal business exchanges and cooperation and people-to-people exchanges between the two countries, and are seriously inconsistent with the consensus reached by the two heads of state at the Busan meeting on strengthening cooperation in the economic and trade fields. China expresses its strong dissatisfaction and firm opposition to these actions. China urges the U.S. to take China's concerns seriously, and demands that U.S. law enforcement agencies immediately cease their erroneous actions, stop their unwarranted interrogations of Chinese companies and personnel, earnestly implement the important consensus reached by the two heads of state, and safeguard normal and friendly exchanges between the two peoples. China will continue to take resolute and effective measures to firmly safeguard the legitimate rights and interests of Chinese citizens. As is widely known, the 14th Dalai Lama is not a purely religious figure, but a political exile who uses religion as a guise to engage in anti-China separatist activities. We firmly oppose the use of art awards as a tool for anti-China political manipulation. This position is consistent and clear. We have previously responded to related questions, and the relevant Chinese authorities have already released information. For some time, China has been actively cooperating with Myanmar and other countries to combat cross-border telecommunications and online fraud, jointly eradicating the scourge of online gambling and fraud, and safeguarding the lives and property of the people and the order of exchanges and cooperation among regional countries. Significant results have been achieved. China will continue to deepen international law enforcement cooperation and intensify efforts to combat online gambling, fraud, and other related cross-border criminal activities, jointly eradicating the scourge of gambling and fraud.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.